Hello and welcome back to me making another video back to back to back. Hey, welcome to the Educated Collins channel. How you doing? So yeah, we still have the audio issues. Yeah, they didn't get solved in 10 minutes. No, it didn't. So I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Don't worry. This will stop happening. Um However, I did want to finish the review copium. Yeah, I should finish in this one. So we'll try to cover the rest of the things that they're talking about just to kind of get up to speed. Oh, I hate looking at the camera right now. Oh, I hate it, guys. I did not like it. Anyways, let's get started. Hello, I wanted to add in an update that I received that kind of potentially changes how I look at one of these changes. So it's been confirmed that you can no longer use collector's tokens to buy Series 3 cards. You get the one free per season here, but you don't get to dump all of your tokens for Series 3 cards. Now, with that in mind, I would say it actually kind of puts a big damper on these changes, because I was thinking, oh, this is gonna help people really complete their series threes. It's gonna help them with their collection. Now you don't get that. So I'm assuming, okay, let's look at it from their angle, right? Let's look at it from their angle. So with the changes that are in, you're going to be getting around, like, with the free card, 55 or like 5,000 plus collector's tokens per month, right? So if it keeps the same cost, instead of getting one card per month, you get 5 cards per month. And that would allow you to greatly speed up how long it takes you to complete Series 3. Is that a bad thing? I don't know if that's a bad, like, why is that a bad thing? I don't know why you have to really stop them from completing Series 3 faster. Like, do people have to be stuck in Series 3 for 4 or 5 months? Is that really a requirement for the monetization system? I don't know. So yeah, that is an actual downside with these changes. I thought these changes were pretty much all upsides, but with the fact that you can't spend these extra resources that you're getting on Series 3 cards, well then it might be even a slower progression system than before, which is insane, right? Like, obviously now you can get Series 5 cards that you want, but you can only get one per month, and they're adding four or five a month, right? And you can only get one a month. So basically they flipped it on its head, essentially. So instead of only being able to get one Series 3 card a month, which is basically what it was with the old system, now you can only get one Series 5 card a month. You can get two Series 4, to be fair, on average, but you can only get one Series 5 a month. But it means that your Series 3 progression is going to be very slow. So that's actually a bit rough, actually. I don't like this. I don't love that change. So yeah, that was something that I got informed after I made the video. I'm trying to squeeze it in. But yeah, that's going to leave a damper on things. So, well, whatever. I'm moving on. Obviously, I'll see you in the next topic. Take care of yourselves. All right, so so now we're at the infinite rank revamp, right? So this is the next thing we have. For most of us, the climb to infinite rank has been our peak achievement. Sure. And we have great news. We're completely revamping infinite rank. Okay. So your experience doesn't end at infinite. That's just the beginning. This is good. I would say, regardless of what they do, this is good. Because for most players, once you hit infinite, there's nothing else to do. And I think that's a really missed opportunity there, where infinite is like the end of your journey and where there's nothing really encouraging you to keep playing. Once you hit infinite, there's no like climbing up to infinite 200 has no achievements, no rewards, nothing. It just feels kind of pointless, I would say. You might do it once for like the notoriety, but like for me, I don't care about my rank, right? Like there's no reason to really display it or anything like that. Besides like just like getting people coming in and be like, "Ooh, your rank whatever number." But other than that, there's not really any enticement to continue. So I definitely think changes for this is a really good idea, and we'll have to see how it's implemented. And obviously, I haven't read what they're actually going to be doing. We want to create an exciting and fair battleground for our most skilled players to compete in the infinite rank leaderboard. Okay. So yeah, this is something people have been wanting for a while, a leaderboard for infinite ranked. I personally don't care too much, but you know, whatever. Like I know a lot of people that do, so I I'm not I'm not if you don't know, I'm not focusing on competitive right now. I'm kind of focusing on content creation and stuff like that. So you know, my goal isn't to be the highest rated player or anything like that. My goal is to just to help people get better and things like that. If I wanted to compete, right, I wouldn't make this channel. So yeah, so but I do think a lot of people do care about this. So this is definitely a good thing to have in the game. So here is a skill rating score. This score is your personal skill rating score. It's similar to your matchmaking rating. Okay. So they're kind of showing your MMR basically. They don't want to say this is your MMR because then people will have these weird ideas and blah blah blah. But still, this is like I would say most people are going to, or even if not most people, but you should kind of look at this as your MMR in a lot of probably. I mean, we'll have to see what the number actually looks like, but a lot of people are going to take it that way. So yeah, and then leaderboard rank. Your friend has always claimed they're the best Marvel Snap player. I mean, I've never said that. That's not me. Well, now we'll find out. Okay, this is a leaderboard number based on the ranking order of each infinite player skill rating score. We're fine-tuning the experience and visuals for the new infinite rank players, currently scoping out their work, but we're hoping to release it as soon as possible. More details on timing soon. So they're basically adding a leaderboard rank and an MMR a number that is visible, that's public. So this does help people that do want to climb. This will give them an incentive to climb. People always want to be like the number one rated player. The way this is like sneaky would because you don't actually have to add rewards and stuff like that. And basically the players will create their own goals, right? Being like the best player. Where someone will climb to unreasonable numbers and then people will always be chasing that goal. Things like that. So you end up not having to do much to create this excitement for players. So it works. It works because players are like this. But you technically don't have to do anything. You don't have to like add new rewards or anything like that. You just let the players create their own reward structure for themselves and let them fight amongst themselves. It's a way of doing it that works a lot because humans tend to like to have high numbers or be the best at something, and always chase that goal. So definitely think this will be effective for people that make it to infinite. But overall, I assume these are the changes that are coming out soon. So that's good. Now, the most important thing that I think they haven't talked about is just the balance, and maybe more about their balance philosophy, how much they're going to balance, maybe different steps for balancing. Obviously, there's a patch coming out soon, but they really have to wow in terms of that, right? Like this is going to be a very important patch, the patch coming up. If they release the patch and it doesn't really shake the meta game, make it more balanced, make it more fair, give players more opportunities, more ways to kind of maneuver around the meta, then that's going to be a pretty sad state of affairs. So hopefully they do a good job on that, right? It's a pretty big deal. So that's like the one core thing we're all really looking at in terms of, oh yeah, this needs to be fixed quickly. So, but other than that, these changes are definitely a step in the right direction. They're not bad ideas. So I actually like this overall. And they did release a survey, and I'm 100% sure they haven't incorporated any of the data from the survey, because the survey was basically yesterday, into these changes. So hopefully with the survey, with some of that idea system, they can really refine the game, because I definitely want this game to succeed. So I'm not here bashing on it because I'm like, ooh, this game should not do well. I definitely want it to do well, right? So, I'm trying to give them advice for free, basically. Not that my advice should be taken in, but it's a consideration regardless. Anyways, let's move on to the things in development. So these things don't have soon dates of release. They're essentially working on, but it's gonna take a while. So game features and sections are actually being developed, iterated, and improved on. Our production team dedicates team resources, generates tasks and timelines, ensures we're moving forward. Features and systems in this bucket can change dramatically. We can find out our initial idea wasn't fun, or we might discover we can achieve our goals in an unexpected way. What does that mean? Who knows? Some ideas that are currently in development: PC widescreen UI. So I assume that's PC clients, and they want it to be more widescreen. That would be helpful. Smart decks. What is that? I assume that's like they make the decks make themselves based on like other players' deck building tendencies, something like that. Like, oh, this card goes constantly with this card. Like Rock Slide goes into Darkhawk decks, that kind of thing. I'm assuming. I assume that makes sense. Avatar and title by deck. Okay, I mean that doesn't seem that like much of a priority, but maybe it is. Personalized shops. Sure, I mean definitely spending money is a priority. So being able to make players feel like, "Ooh, I need to get this," is definitely a good idea. And global matchmaking, they've been talking about global matchmaking for a while. It's a pretty big deal because you'll have less of the bot issue if global matchmaking is in the game, because there'll be more players to play against. The one issue is maybe the delay, the latency and stuff like that, where you might have these. But it's like, I mean, it's a card game. It shouldn't be like that horrible, but I don't know. Regardless, there's probably some issues that they're working towards. But all in all, the ones that strike out to me is obviously the PC client and the global matchmaking. Those things I think matter to me. The PC client might not matter to like mobile players and casual players, but yeah, for like you can see the UI that we have to make, right, to make this work. It definitely looks a little scuffed sometimes, so definitely would like something improving. All right, now in concept, so these I assume might not actively be worked on, but they're things that they want to have a reality. We have big dreams of what we'd like to bring to the future of Marvel Snap. The first step towards these dreams is turning ideas into concepts through discussion, documentation, and planning. Features currently in the in-concept phase have been initially scoped out and given shape, but have not yet any engineering or development work done yet. So they're not being worked on. They're just like things they want to add. These are where we'd love your feedback the most. So basically, if we're excited about some of these in-concept ideas, they might realize, oh, maybe they want to spend new resources on developing these. So if you like something here and you want it to be in the game faster, you probably want to let them know that. Concept lists in these sections may be elevated in priority, rescoped, or scrapped entirely, or we might hear something completely new from the community. Yeah, so with enough community feedback, like a draft mode, please, please, Snap, add a draft mode. Where I haven't heard anything about this in this. So here are some of the future concepts we're thinking about for Marvel Snap. Guild social systems, like friends list and spectators would be great. I don't know how you incorporate a guild and make it feel like a guild, because in terms of like guilds, usually a guild conquest actually sounds pretty fun, right? But in terms of guilds, you have to like have team events, and it's kind of hard to do that in Snap currently. Maybe they'll add a way to do that, but right now there's nothing. Collectible emotes and card emojis. So like adding more emotes seems decent as long as you can mute them, right? Card emojis also seems okay. Probably not a priority, but as long as you can mute them, I'm down for it. Mythic variants. This is what scares me, right? The like things like mythic variants where you have like super fancy variants, it's going to like destroy all the value of the variants that you already have, right? Let's say they make a mythic variant of Spider-Man or just some random character, right? All the Spider-Man variants you have, you're like, oh, it's not the mythic variant. Like you're gonna feel that. So that's my fear, right? Like if you're like, oh, I must have the coolest variant for the card I love, and then they introduce like a mythic variant, like super slick animation and some fancy whatever border, right? You're gonna be like, oh, I don't have this, and that's gonna be really bad. And especially, it's probably gonna have a price tag, of money that you're gonna have to spend. It's like, I don't know if I love that, but like if it's cool, obviously I'm gonna be like, that's cool, but that's whatever. PC controller support. My brother always plays everything with controller, so like I can see it. I just don't know like how many people are going to take advantage of that. Seasonal audio. People want new audio. I don't listen to the audio, so it doesn't matter to me. But I can see people caring about that. And then deck test mode. A lot of these things don't seem that important. I'm gonna be honest. Like audio controller maybe I might get some people saying I must play on controller, but like card emotes variants, like deck testing, like not that important, it feels. The having a friends list in the social systems I think is pretty important, but you don't have to like make guilds in a sense. Like let me spectate people and let me add people in friends lists. We're done. Then work on the stuff afterwards. Deck test mode. Where's unrank mode? That's true. Where is unrank mode? What's this deck test mode? We know that players want a quick and easy way to test out new decks or strategies. Since before global launch, we've been talking about the idea of an unranked mode as a solution to this problem. But as we've explored this feature, we found that unranked mode comes with some not so great additional challenges. But are they going to tell us what those challenges are? No. Okay, they're probably maybe too hard for us to understand, us mere mortals. So we set out to reimagine what this feature could be, and deck test mode evolved from there. So basically, you just get to play against the bot. Low stakes. I mean, I'm already in deck test mode nonstop. We're still in the early stage of concept here. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this new path. So unranked mode is basically bot test modes, or like play against a bot. What do I think about that? I don't know. I'm like, why? I don't know if I would use it. Maybe I would. Okay, now can we can we manipulate the field RNG? If you can do that, then I think this is a great idea. If you can manipulate the field RNG, like let's say, okay, I'm gonna get to choose any card from my hand. You know, I can add cards to my hand. I can change the location to whatever I want. You know, and stuff like that. I can edit what deck my opponent's playing. I can edit, you know, what their board state looks like, play it out from there. Force them to do this particular play so I can see how it interacts with this location and stuff like that. Then I actually love this idea because then there are so many things in the game that are confusing that you can't test because the game there's like so many locations and like you're not gonna always get the hand you want. Blah blah blah. If we could actually just say, okay, this is the board state, this is the field. Let's test this out. We're playing against bots. It's low stakes or no rewards. Well, who cares? But at least I can test out things that I want to test out. Then I love this idea. Then this is great. Then yes, I will use that. If it's just like, here, play a random bot game, I do that already. It's not that engaging. Whatever deck I'm playing, I'm not learning anything. But if I can actually manipulate the location, the hand RNG, stuff like that, then yes, I can learn things from a deck test mode. So I think if you're going to implement something like this, let us have a lot of control over how the board states and the hand states and stuff looks like. Then thumbs up from me. If that's not the case, I don't see myself using it. So that's my thoughts on that particular thing. All right, so I believe that's all of it. And then we have the overall the full thoughts, the mode conquest, stuff like that. Now that I've said the whole thing, and we're actually pretty on time. Now I can kind of give my whole overarching feedback on this whole roadmap. So this is a good sounding roadmap, in my opinion. I think this roadmap kind of covers a lot of the things I was hoping to cover. So the things I was worried about, obviously, is balance, which is not in here, but maybe the patch will solve that, right? So let me ignore that. Card acquisition, token acquisition, matchmaking, ranked, bots, which they don't want to talk about, and just like balance frequency, which is also imbalanced, but so let's ignore that. But a lot of the stuff that I did care about were actually straight up addressed in this. So this is really good, and it looks like it's a step in the right direction in terms of these things. Like the token shop was very frustrating. Like I'm really thinking about this game from a frustration standpoint. Like every time I play this game, am I getting more or less frustrated? That kind of thing, right? And I would say like how hard it is to get cards, how hard it is to get tokens, how hard it is to really climb in the leaderboard, what to do after you hit infinite. Like all these things just add to frustration, and you want to remove that. You want people to be like, oh yeah, I like doing this, or blah blah blah, or that, or I'm gonna get my new card in 2 days, do whatever people do. So this solves a lot of it. So I'm actually happy with this roadmap. So thumbs up. As long as they execute on it, right? Because obviously I'm from Hearthstone. They've said stuff like this before, and then they're like, ooh, we ran into an issue. It's actually way harder than we thought it would be. We just said that would be done, but hopefully, it's not going to go that direction, and they'll actually get these things done well. So if these things come out in the timing they say they will, then this is actually a really good roadmap. So that's great. But we'll have to see, right? So in two months, essentially, I think a lot of these things should be in the game, and then we'll have to reevaluate from there. So remind me 2 months. Are these things actually as good as it sounds on paper? Hopefully it is. But overall, I'm glad we got this done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one. Once again, as you can tell, my computer is having an issue. So I don't know when the next stream is going to be, but I'm going to try to keep making content, YouTube videos. Maybe not with my camera front and center like this one, but we'll have to see. At least the audio is fine. Anyways, thank you guys. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll see you in the next one.
Educated Colin Snap. Once you watch him, you won't go back. He'll teach you to marvel snap. Your skills will be improving. How you doing? You'll hit infinity and won't go back. Educated Colin Snap.
I mean, isn't this just a freaking great outro? Like, it's so good, honestly. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day.